Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. It being the custom Maingear F131 rig that you see on the desk. It is so beautiful and so powerful. A beauty and beast, if you will. Maingear first reached out to me on Twitter almost a year ago, and then we finally got together at the end of 2017. I made a very detailed video about their operation and told you, the viewers, that they were going to build me a custom PC. And after a few months of going back and forth on things like what color I wanted the body to be, what color cables, etc., it finally sits on my desk. Ron Reed, who is the technical marketing director for Maingear, as well as Wallace Santos, who is the CEO and co-founder of Maingear, both came to the studio to hand deliver me my PC. Oh my god, it smells so good. I remember we were talking about that. There you go. Oh, there you go. Oh my man. God. Oh my god. Look at this thing. Look at that. Look at that color. Oh,
that is actually...
Oh my god, this thing is ridiculous. Okay, let's talk about the build. The first thing you may notice is the green liquid cooling system. This is Maingear's proprietary liquid cooling system they call Apex, and they actually won a design award for it at CES just a couple of months ago. So that block is one giant piece that they kind of hollow out for all of the liquid to sit in, and that's kind of like the big chamber where most of the liquid funnels through. And then liquid goes to the GPU, and liquid also goes to the CPU to cool both of them, and then that liquid goes up through the top into the radiator and then back down to repeat the process. I forget what Maingear calls it, but there is a little spinny windmill thingy to show you that yes, liquid is moving through there. There's also a temperature gauge which displays in red, just looks all sorts of dope. And yes, the liquid itself is actually green, and it's not just water, it's some proprietary liquid, some mixture that Maingear actually makes themselves. There are 3 fans at the top of the PC, that's where the radiator is, so the fans are keeping things cool, but the computer for the most part runs silently. And temperature-wise, to the touch, I mean, this thing is just lukewarm. So aside from the insane intricacy that is the Apex liquid cooling system, let's talk about what hardware I have. The graphics card, I've got one GTX 1080 Ti, which if you know anything about consumer grade graphics cards, this is top of the line. The CPU is a 16-core Intel i9 7960X overclocked to 4.2 gigahertz. And if you know anything about CPUs, this thing is top of the line. The motherboard is an MSI X22M. I've got 32 gigabytes of G.Skill's DDR4 3000 RAM, so there's 4 RAM sticks, 8 gigabytes each, totaling 32. And they glow, and they are dope. The SSD that the operating system boots off of is a Samsung 960 Pro. It's NVMe, so it is lightning fast. And then for storage, I have a 4 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. So aside from the actual PC hardware components being top of the line, Maingear also decked out the housing itself. There's RGB lights everywhere throughout this machine, including the fans. And Maingear includes the controller. I have it set to this just like kind of rainbow automatically color changing mode. It looks gorgeous. And I think my favorite thing about this PC is something that I haven't mentioned yet, is this custom paint job. They call it Spectrum. When I was talking to Maingear about what color I wanted the computer, I looked down at my keyboard and I really like the rainbow lighting scheme that a lot of these gaming peripherals are using. So I sent Ron a picture, and after weeks of Maingear experimenting with different blends and whatnot, we finally got this colorway. Before me, Maingear never offered this colorway for a PC before. The proper term for this color-changing colorway is iridescent. Hey Siri, define iridescent.
Iridescent means showing luminous colors that seem to change when seen from different angles.
That's exactly what this is. It's got purples, it's got blues, it's got greens. It is hot. All right, let's talk about ports. So my F131 build, right up on the side here, we've got a microphone jack, we've got a headphone jack, we've got 4 USB-A 3.0 ports, and 1 USB Type-C 3.1 port. That thing is flippin' fast. That thing can handle transfer speeds of 10 gigabits per second. Yow! And then in terms of I/O in the back of the computer, there are 7 USB-A ports. One of them says VR ready, which I need a VR headset. There's another USB Type-C port back there. There are 2 Ethernet jacks. There's all sorts of audio inputs. There's a dedicated port for a mouse. There are inputs for the Wi-Fi antennas. I am hardwired right now. There's the Elgato gaming capture card. There's HDMI in and out. And then I have 3 display ports and 1 HDMI port. Those are for my monitors. So Sam, with all of that crazy hardware, how well does the machine perform? I can play PUBG on Ultra with no stutter whatsoever while streaming, and there are no drop frames. Thank you, good internet. My monitors back here are only 60 Hertz, so I need to make some upgrades to the monitors. And if I had to guess, I would say this computer is going to have zero issue doubling the frame rate that it's outputting now. It handles 4K footage in Premiere with ease. The sequence in the Skydio R1 video is a 4K sequence, and there's basically zero buffering when scrubbing through the timeline or the 4K footage itself. But no, I haven't tried 8K footage yet, but I'm sure the computer could handle it. Needless to say, this thing is an absolute incredibly powerful workhorse. On paper, as it stands on the desk, my custom-built Maingear F131 is priced at just under $10,000. And the computer is absolutely going to last me at least through the next decade. Maingear, from the bottom of my heart, specifically to Wallace and Ron, thank you. And to the rest of the team that put this thing together, thank you so much. Wallace, you have elevated me to an entirely new playing field with this machine. And if you've seen the streams on Twitch, you know how good they look. And that's because of the Maingear PC. If you have any questions about the build, or if I missed something, drop a comment down below. Hit the sub button if you're not subscribed yet, like the video, and I will catch you all in the next one.